All right.
Do it now. Do it now.
Ow!
Okay, I'm distracted now. I sucked a cock this morning. It was fabulous.
How does a black girl tell her she's pregnant? When she pulls the tampon out, all the cotton is back.
Do it now. Do it now.
Everyone listening right now is
Or both. You're
God, we just jumped the shark. We just jumped the shark.
so much fun.
Oh, Peter.
Peter.
Oh, Peter. Peter.
Peter.
Peter. Oh, Peter. Oh, Peter.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Conservatish episode 200. God damn it. Woo! I have worked really goddamn hard for this, you sons of bitches. You better subscribe and like and share. First things first, to start us off, you can find me on Instagram at Peter_Feliciano. You can find me on TikTok temporarily until the Chinese find out that I'm there. At Peter_Feliciano. You support my podcast and my music at Venmo.com/Peter-Feliciano, PayPal at Conservatish, and Patreon.com/Conservatish. Ladies and gentlemen, first things first, or second things second, Mike Harlow and I are getting married. Finally, it's finally come. Oh my God. This is Mike Harlow, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, happy 200, motherfucker!
Yay!
I'm so proud of this guy. He is the best. I'm so proud of you. I haven't done anything 200 times.
You actually, before we started recording, Michael W. Harlow said, I haven't farted 200 times, and I highly doubt that. Let's just say I've smelled how he vapes.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Why are you
He
doing?
lies.
Why are
That's
you
not
hurting
true.
me?
It's domestic violence.
Spousal abuse. We're gonna have some wonderful guests. We're gonna share some new merch for you. I've already shown him.
I'm modeling.
Do you see
his
this?
merch right now?
Eat a dick, liberal Karen. How many people have their Eat a Dick, liberal Karen shirts besides Mike Harlow?
It is so much fun, by the way, wearing this on the subway. I love the looks I get, especially
in the Upper West Side.
Yup, and through Times Square and everything, especially the angsty gay guys who start like looking at me and freaking out, like I don't know what to do.
And we're going to be live streaming right now. If you're listening on the replay, number one, fuck you and die. Okay, nobody likes you. You're no fun.
Like Allah.
Fuck Allah. Right. We're going to get kicked off. All right. I actually, by the way, the only reason why I cut out the N word and the F word in that earlier clip is because I'm pretty sure the live stream might kick us out if they hear it. But I don't. I'm not opposed to either one of those words.
It
But
kills him inside.
it really does to have to like cut out. Oh, you shouldn't say certain words. If you're listening to this on a replay, not just subscribe and like and share and all that bullshit too. We'll get to the comments. All right, everybody, calm down. But I can already feel little Ragamuffin and Leah Cole and a couple of you creeps. But if you're listening to this on replay, yes, I love you too. Subscribe, like, share, but also you could find this live streaming right now on YouTube, on Facebook, or on my Twitter as well. Yes, I think that's all the commercials we have right now.
You're
Pretty
just
sure.
like a walking commercial.
Listen, I try my best. I'm trying my best to be spiritual and humble. Kind of.
Me too.
All right. Do you want 16 comments? What do you fucking people want? Matthew H.
Hey, Maddie.
Grady.
Hey, Grady.
Thomas. Thomas is watching in the shower. That is not weird, Thomas.
That's good. That's multitasking.
If you need to wave your penis at me, it would not be the first time you've waved your penis at me. Hoops and Heartbreaks. Is that Shanna? Who is that?
I don't know, but I
who
like that
is.
name.
Zippity Doodah. Hello, Zippity Doodah. Typhoonigator. Thomas already commented multiple things. All right. That's what we get to give you. You can feel free to comment wherever you're watching. I love you very much.
We've got all our peeps. I love it.
Before we also have some wonderful guests coming up, besides just me and Michael. But before we get to that, should we do a quick retrospective? I thought about, besides me doing music.
Ew, no one wants to see that.
Rude. Besides me doing music, I started doing music in 2011-ish. And then I started thinking about coming out as non-liberal in like 2016-ish.
Oh, wow.
The name of the game was I had an ex call me when Trump won, and she was crying and like, this is the end of the world, blah, blah, blah. And even though I had voted for Bernie and then begrudgingly Hillary because I didn't know no better, I was like, I don't think this is the end of the world. And she was like, I'm pretty sure we're going to die. I'm like, no, it's just the president.
Yeah.
You can't really whatever on the fucking, And then after that, I saw Milo, God rest his soul.
Meth is a hell of a drug. That's all I'm saying. Put down the pipe, girl.
I swear to God, that's one of those tragic heart.
I know.
Like he helped me come out. I swear to God.
Me too. And I hate that all of the worst people in the world who I was friends with who hated me for liking it, like, I hate that they were kind of right about him.
But what kind of right were they? That's my question. What kind of, because if they were like, he's Satan because he worships Hitler and blah, blah, like that was incorrect.
Yeah.
But as far as him being completely fucking insane, yes, he was.
I just think he's like a tragic hero or something. Like he could have been he could have been so much more. He drives me crazy because he could have been so much more. He could have been like someone really historic. Like, he's frustrating. But
I think the thing,
guy.
Yeah, for sure. I think the thing, it goes back to the idea of, and I say this all the fucking time on the show, but if you don't take care of yourself, obviously I talk it like in a hyperbolic way of getting fucked and things like that. But if you don't meditate or have people to talk to like on a deeper level and like therapy or whatever the fuck, if you don't take care of yourself, you turn into an extremist or you like lash out at people. And just because a social justice warrior does it, some purple hair bitch, doesn't mean that crazy ass Milo wasn't doing the exact same thing. Different symptom, same disease. Different symptom, same disease. ¿Entiendes?
There's a lot of shit where it's like you're like the horseshoe theory, where it's like crazy left and then crazy right. Sort of, it comes full circle.
Yeah. I haven't heard it called a horseshoe.
I don't know why it's a horse. That's just what they call it. I didn't fucking name it that.
All right. Your shirt looks very good.
Thank you. I know. It was a very good purchase.
All right. Do you want to check it? You're watching from the desert, Nord? That's kind of weird.
Desert where?
Oh, Feather of Light. Welcome. Auburn. Thank you. Welcome. James will be here later on in the show. On the way down, I thought you blew up balloons for the 200th, but soon realized it was only your mouth. You know what? There's a Tongan somewhere in Southern California who's watching right now, and I wish him, I know this might be like sacrilege, but I wish him toe fungus right now, wherever you're at. I know Tongans probably don't wash their feet anyway, so I hope you get athletes, like permanent athlete's foot.
You're going to get like the foot fetishists as fans.
Do you think?
Yeah, I love how you're excited about that. You're like,
no,
really?
I already have ass eaters. Shout out to Vato Tactical, by the way. Vato Tactical is this other. He's doing what I wish, like not in a lot of different ways, but with the ass eating thing, he took it to a next level. Like I talk about, Vato Tactical. He talks about Vato.
All right. Cazzo.
Italians are fucking Latin.
Is he Italian?
Somewhere. No, he's
Vato.
You never heard the word Vato?
No, I don't think that's Italian.
Can you roll your R's? All right.
Oh,
Now
baby.
do that on an asshole. All right.
Sorry.
Milo's fall was almost Shakespearean. It really fucking was. It was a tragedy. Okay, now we have, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and zers, we have the wonderful returning guest. He can't hear us right now. Well, he can hear us, but he can't say anything. So I'm almost tempted to just continuously beat him. But you've seen him on my show. He's actually come out earlier this year as non-liberal. Ladies and gentlemen, Pomey! Yay!
What up?
Peter, 200 episodes. Let's go. How are you
I do
doing?
hip-hop dances. This is how I hip-hop dance.
Don't.
Can you hang on? Let me do the. Oh look!
Ooh,
see,
you can
now we
do
can
that?
do.
I
Now we
never
can
knew
do
that.
wider.
Now
Now we're
we're
doing
talking.
wider.
Knew that.
How
What
are you-
up, dude?
How are you doing? Speaking of Milo, you kind of look like him right now. But how are you doing, Liam Pomey, young Dagger?
Right,
Why did you call you? I don't know what Maddie said. What did you? I think Pomey. I think people want to tongue your balls. Can you see the comments, Pomey?
I can't.
Okay.
Wait, maybe I can pull them up.
If you
Hold
click
No,
on,
that's
if you
good.
click on,
That's a good
Oh. Let's go. Yeah, no, I had to come up with a
Okay.
creative name
All right.
for it.
Liberal,
Hey.
I'm fascinated by this because you do not look like one.
Wait, what
You
was
don't
that?
look fair enough. You used to be a liberal?
Oh yeah, but for me, it was like just like growing up with the family that I like grew up with and just kind of like by ignorance. Like it was really just like not caring about, and I feel like this is like such a fucking cliche story, but it was just about like not caring about it until 2020, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And like that's when I started talking to Peter, and I was literally like, I feel like so nervous saying this shit, but I was literally just telling my girlfriend, like, I didn't know you were going to be on the podcast with Peter, and like talking to Peter and watching you and watching Shamika was like one of the biggest turning points for me. And I'm nervous as fuck.
No.
Like Mikey, I'm hella nervous. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I've like followed this guy and like watched all his stuff and like been so influenced by like what he has to say. I'm like, damn, I feel like a fangirl, like a little bit.
No, oh my god, that's
Little bit.
amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, but I mean that was basically like the story for me. Is it was just not until like the world started to get really fucked up that I like really started to question. I'm like, wait, what is going on here? Like, and that really made me want to start caring, and really like forced me to not only start caring but like want to be in touch with everything that's going on, because like I don't know, like I just can't stand to see like just our world run by bullshit, you know, like, and especially when I started seeing like people who run podcasts like Peter, or like I was just trying to find like your Instagram to show my girlfriend, and I'm like, damn, did he get banned too? You know, so like as soon as I started seeing so many people like lose their privilege to talk on social media, because that's like basically how everything goes down today, like YouTube and social media platforms and TikTok, I was like, this is fucked up. Like, there's no way I can like co-sign with this, because for me, like, I don't give a fuck what you believe. Like, we can be completely on other ends, but I believe that we have a right to speak whatever that is. Like, there's motherfuckers on YouTube talking about the earth being flat, you know, like, and like, you know, maybe
Side note, I'm gonna have one of those guys later on in the episode. I swear to God.
I saw his thing, and like I think that's awesome. What the fuck? Who am I? Who am I to be like he can't talk about that, or that he's wrong? Like, and I think that's like the beauty of it. And when I saw that go away, I was like, this is fucked up, you know. And that really like opened the door.
There's a line in the Bible that people use, and I've talked about it, is don't be unequally yoked. You ever heard that phrase? Don't be unequally yoked. It means essentially, and people use it incorrectly, or maybe, you know, the motherfuckers who wrote it back in, year 2 or whatever, or year 32. As soon as Jesus was dead, it was like, all right, he said, fuck everybody who, but don't be unequally yoked essentially means don't hang around with people who aren't believers. Don't spoil your ken. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So anybody who believes separately, kick them out. Or at least that's how people interpret that shit.
So he was yoked.
Well, he is kind of yoked. But although let's be real, the camera does the camera does like contour a little bit. You can still have a curve that's like of a tiny ball. Anyway,
what?
All right, get the fuck. I'm gonna kick you out if you keep doing this shit. But what I'm saying is there is something to the idea. There is something to the idea of liberals saying don't allow people who believe separately. Here's what I mean. They believe you'll get poisoned with, whatever. And that's absolutely correct. I think not just, my amazing words or Mike's amazing words and Shamika's amazing words, although they are, but just you not kicking us out of your life, you not kicking us out of your intellectual sphere allowed just the foot in the fucking door that made logic catch up. Does that make sense?
Right. And that's the importance of listening to everyone. Because if I talk to people I agree with, us, we can have a great conversation. It'll be awesome. We'll feel good. We'll both walk away and feel amazing. But for me to have a conversation with somebody I disagree with and have it be respectful and have it be understanding and see both sides of it, whether they're convinced now or convinced later or they're never convinced, at least they have the, I don't know, respect or open-mindedness to hear that other part of it. And there's some type of peace that can be made and understanding and progress that can happen. Whereas I'm just you're wrong, you're stupid. And I'm guilty of saying that too. I'm not the most understanding person ever. But
I mean, some of them are pretty fucking stupid.
yeah, but it's when we completely close whole beliefs and whole opinions off that we run into trouble, and then we run into a division that we're looking at right now. The divide in our country is I don't know, I could get angry about it, but at the end of the day, it's just fucking sad. Because
right.
We have no fucking chance as the people right now, because we're literally this damn close to another civil war. It's fucked up.
But let's be real. Even if we did civil war, who the fuck would win? Let's be fucking real. The only people they have on their sides are white elites. The only people they have, I know white elites can buy us as their security, but come on, goddammit.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if I agree, because look at Europe now, where you see by the millions people taking to the streets against this shit. Where are our people the last year? Where? I think conservatives and non-leftists and conservatish is not us, of course, are just a lot of them are so complacent that they don't really do much.
And I think the election, they might kick me out for this one too. The election lie might have also made enough people who were already sketch about coming out. Now they really think that they're the minority. Mm-hmm. So now they're okay, now I really was wrong for questioning the doctrine of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and other cocksuckers. I'll step back and I'll be wrong and I'll keep myself quiet and I won't go out in the streets. France don't give a fuck. France is at what, hundreds of thousands earlier this week.
Italy too.
Italy, fucking Australia is losing its goddamn mind.
Jesus, Australia is just the next step. They're us in a year.
Right.
Yeah. Somebody was telling me a little bit about kind of what's going on over there, and
it's insane. I mean, they're shooting dogs. When have the good people throughout history ever been the ones to shoot dogs?
or censor or segregate? I mean, by the way, just as a side note, everybody, and de Blasio, let's all put good vibes into the world that Bill de Blasio receives this message. Number one, you're a cocksucker. Number two, why would you shut down and segregate? Why would you segregate 60% of Black New Yorkers for an average daily COVID death of 10 10 motherfuckers out of 8.3 million in New York City. 10 motherfuckers are dying a day for fucking COVID, and you want to segregate 60%, segregate 70% of the fucking population? Eat a dick, fucking turd. Anyway, let's just pray that out there. Let's get that out there.
And no, it's so funny. We've been told for so many years now that everything in the world is racist. Math is racist. Time is racist. But segregating 2/3 of Black New Yorkers, that ain't racist.
Dog, I literally saw, like, I was laughing at this with a couple of my friends, and I think you actually put it up in one of your episodes, Peter, after I sent it to you. But remember that thing that I sent over to you that was talking about how, like, hiking is racist because more white people hike? Like, I was like, oh my Lord. Like, I thought it was a joke. I saw it on my feed and I like clicked on it and I read the whole thing. I was like, there has to be like some like there's a joke here. Like, there's a punchline. This is a funny thing. And I'm like, there's no way. No. Like, what do you mean? Like, is tennis and country clubs racist too? Like, you know,
is the NBA? The NBA is like 90% fucking Black.
That's exactly what you said. Yeah.
Somebody at a fucking table the other goddamn day I was accidentally happened upon after a spiritual meeting that you and I know about. Oh, and I went to yeah, I told him about it. And I went to a diner and suddenly
you're in the cult now, Mikey.
What's that?
You're in the cult now, Mikey.
No. What cult? No. Oh, that one? No. I hope to be someday.
I've seen him drink he drinks like one beer and he's like, probably because he only weighs 13 pounds.
Oh, I love you.
I knew it was gonna happen. Okay. But
I have one and I'm like this.
Right. We were at a diner afterwards and somebody brings in a book, like a socialist book, and then they just start talking about socialism. They just start talking about Biden and things. And I'm just sitting there nice and quiet. 5 other motherfuckers and me. I didn't bring up politics. I'm new to this group of friends. Why would you bring up politics or religion or shit like that when there's somebody you don't motherfucking know in that goddamn group? That's rude. I've never had anybody assume that I'm a motherfucking conservative, but I've had cocksuckers assume that I'm a liberal right off the fucking gate, right? They all do. And one of the things they said was, do you think the left is losing the meme war? And people were like, yeah, I think maybe we are, but maybe it's because they were trying to like ponder, why is the left losing the meme war?
I know, no fucking sense of humor.
Yes, by goddamn definition, if you have a sense of humor, you have a perspective, you have a whole vision. You are able to look at yourself and laugh. Bitch, I laughed at fucking Trump tiny finger jokes. Mm-hmm. That motherfucker got tiny fingers. It's all right. He may have a tiny PP. God bless his heart. I don't, you know. But if you can't laugh at yourself, nobody likes to be around you. And that's a universal spiritual truth, but leftists believe, no, that doesn't apply to me because I'm really heroic.
They're serious as a goddamn fucking heart attack.
It comes down like what I've noticed is it's like what I like to call, it's like a throne of morality. You know, like, if I have good like morals, then I get to like sit on this throne and like I'm better than everyone else and fucking I'm here to save the world. And it's like, I have good morals too, but like I also like to make fun of and like tell fucking terrible, crude jokes. Like, I'm just not a little bitch about it, you know, like this. Right. And so that's the biggest thing that like is the problem. And I think the root factor is that they're like, the left believes that like all of the right, even people who are just slightly leaning right, are like evil, like that they were just born demonic, that they just don't care about anyone, they're just evil, they're heartless, they're soulless. Mm-hmm. And like, what conversation can be had? Like, right. If you just think I'm a bad person for my beliefs, like, well, where are we going? What are we doing?
Right.
You know, there's no, and even like, I like to point out the other side too, because there's plenty of like super far right people that will like cut anyone on the left off for just being stupid, which, like, don't get me wrong, like I do believe like there is a lot of beliefs that are out of ignorance, but to cut the whole line off just because, oh, they're all fucking stupid and uneducated and ignorant, there's no room for fucking any kind of discussion.
Right.
Oh, sorry.
Go on.
I disagree a little bit that, like, for me, I'll never ever judge somebody for their opinions, but that if they're leftist, but that hasn't really worked so well for me because I've yet to one time experience ever being shown that same respect by a leftist, whether it's someone I try to be friends with or someone I try to date, whatever it is. Eventually, the point will come where their true feelings about you come out. You know?
Right. I've never seen anybody.
Yeah.
I finally did once last night. Saw somebody on a dating profile that said, "I won't date anybody who's vaccinated." But I've seen millions
Yeah.
of bitches who say, "I won't date a Trump supporter. I won't date a blah, blah.
Yeah.
I just don't date because I'm super open and I've obviously gotten fucked
Yeah.
fucking properly recently, bitch."
I had somebody put that on their profile after going
Yeah.
out with me.
I know. I 100% see that. Like, I don't know personally anyone who stands on the right, like, publicly, who has like, and this is just through personal relationships, who has completely shut off any discussion. Like, even like the most conservative people I know are still trying to have discussions and still being shut down. So I believe that it's a lot more prevalent on one side, but I know they're out there somewhere. You know, there's not like a fucking 100 to 0 like ratio. There is some.
The ones who annoy
Speaking
me.
of, speaking of
Go on.
100 to 0, I wanted to, and you're welcome to stay or leave anytime, Pomey. Ladies and gentlemen, Kay. What up, Kay? What up, Bonnie? What up, boy? What up, boy?
Yo, what's cool? What's going on, y'all?
How's it going, dude?
Yo, it's going good. Good to see you guys. You guys seem to be in great spirits, and it's an honor to be
Yeah,
here.
we really are. We need somebody. We obviously need somebody to slow us down.
Well, I hate to disappoint.
Someone said in the chat they were banned. I was banned from Tinder for having a pic of MAGA hat. I was too for having my picture at the White House, but I got myself
What
unbanned.
the fuck?
Mistake.
It's okay. You can get on Grindr. You're fine, or Craigslist. That works.
I would
No
never do such.
I'm
Tinder,
kidding.
wow, that's taking it too far, man.
Yeah, Kay, you don't know what Grindr is. Shut the fuck up. We all need a little spending money from time to time, Vaughn. Don't worry about it.
my God.
I understand how it goes. I get it.
Hey guys, I'm gonna head off.
heard of it.
Peter, I want to congratulate you on the 200th episode. Mikey, it was so nice to talk to you.
Dude, great meeting
Kay,
you.
nice to see you.
On the-
Enjoy the episode.
All right, Pom.
All
Love you,
right,
man.
yo, take care, bro. I'm going.
Bye bye. All
Yeah,
right.
no.
Good to see you, sir. How are you?
Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm feeling great, man. Like, I'm just 200. That's a lot of fucking shows.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Congrats on that, man.
I think you've been on I think you've been on 3 of them, right?
I want to say 3, yeah. 3 juicy ones.
And
yeah.
yet in 3 episodes, we've never talked about your belief that the earth is flat.
Oh, that's him?
Oh,
Hey!
yeah, fuck. Oh, yeah, fucking shit. Yeah.
Tell me
Let's
about
fucking
that.
do it. Yeah, so, all right, let's look at it like this, right? Like, let's look at it logically. Do you guys believe that we went to the fucking moon?
What?
I guess.
You
I
guys
don't know.
believe that we went to, right? So if you look at the videos, like, it's clear as fucking day that shit is bullshit, right? But, like, publicly, right, they say that we haven't gone back since 1969, 63, or whatever the fuck it is, right? So why not? And then they actually have an answer for it, right? They say, like, they lost the data, and it's like a very painful process to get it back.
What?
They lost
So-
what data?
Of the
There's all the data, like all the footage, everything. They lost it. The
They're on
science
YouTube?
show- This is all, dude. The video is short. Like the video, the walk on the moon and stuff like that. Sure, but like the official records, like the official shit, they lost it. Like I don't fucking know. Like it's just NASA's fucking word. So they say that they can't go back because it's just a painful process. If they're talking about going to Mars and all this other bullshit, okay.
They
So
haven't been to the moon since then? No, I think since like 70.
they haven't sent men back to the
74,
moon.
something
Yeah, right. They haven't sent men back to the moon. So like, there's a whole bunch of like fucking experiments that you guys can do like right fucking now. Like we can go to like I think it's like the Great Lake of Michigan or some shit like that. I don't fucking know. But then you go to one end of like the lake, and then depending on the math that NASA gives us, like after a certain distance, the Earth should start to curve, right? So if you and I were to use like a laser, like if you were on the other end, I was like, all right, Peter, I'm gonna send you a fucking laser, and you were able to see the laser at a certain point, we can confirm, right, that there is no fucking curvature, right? Now, if you
have you done this? Okay,
no. I personally don't need to fucking do it, okay, Peter? Don't fucking do it. You and I are gonna fucking do it together. Well, we're gonna go out and fucking prove this shit. But look, there's everyday fucking regular people who fucking, you know what I mean? Like at this point, you research it and you check the consensus. It's clear that regular fucking people do this shit. And then they have like these really great cameras and telescopes where if you look over a certain distance, the same fucking lake, you can see the fucking like city coastline, right? The city, what do you call that? The fucking city line, whatever, right? Now, again, the buildings at the very fucking least should be tilted backward, right? It should be tilted fucking backwards. But that's not, and this is using NASA's fucking math and science. It's not some fucking shit you just pull out of your ass and say, hey, you know, the Earth is clearly fucking flat. You gotta use the math that they give you and disprove it. So another thing is, and I don't want to go crazy about this, but I'll digress, right? The stars, right? The fucking stars. We can actually track like from like hundreds of years to the date, like the patterns of the fucking stars, right? So we start with like Polaris, the center star, like this, you know, right at the center of the fucking Earth, right? According to NASA and all that shit, right? The Earth rotates at roughly 1,080 miles per hour. That's how fast it rotates at the fucking equator, right?
Okay.
And it also revolves around the sun at the same time,
right,
at about like 6,660 miles per hour.
Okay.
Oh, cute number, right? So, also, the sun is bulleting through fucking space at some retarded blinding speeds that they can't really record, according to them, right?
Right.
So now you got all this motion, right? Yet we can track the stars perfectly. Like, I mean, like, perfectly. Like, you see how we can track our birth signs and all that crazy shit? Like,
Right.
down to the fucking date? You can't do that if there's not a fixed system by the month, by the day, by the year. You get what I'm saying? By
Right.
the century. You get what I
Right.
mean? So it's clearly something that they're trying to hide, you know, clearly.
Wow.
Now, the question is, why lie, right? Like, all right, come on. You got me at the fucking, you know, boats and shit, right? Like, I get it. But why, right?
Right.
It comes down to control. Like, I can make it really deep, but let's just take it to the surface level, right? They say NASA is like a private, whatever the fuck, like, you know, like, people, they get donation money or whatever. The government funds them.
Right.
Who funds the fucking government? Us, through taxes.
Right.
NASA gets $53 million fucking dollars a day in 2015.
Wait, a
You
day?
know what I mean? A day. Look it up. So it's
Okay.
like, right, you get what I mean? So like, and then when you really start to pay attention to it, every time you turn on the fucking TV, right? Every time you start a movie, you start a fucking show, it's fucking space. Like, everything's fucking space. Even if you watch a fucking like rom-com or some shit, even if the fucking shit doesn't feature space, at the very beginning you see a fucking globe. It's like a constant reminder, like, yeah, you live on a fucking spinning rock of water, dude. Like, you have nowhere to go. It's all
Okay.
It gets deep. It gets super deep. But
Oh yeah, I think I like the anytime that there's control and deepness, that's good. And I think we should definitely dig into this more. And I'll light some incense in the room, and you and I can go deep. Temporarily, we have the wonderful Mark Hughes also on the line, who's coming in. Do you want to stay on, Kay?
Yeah. Let's do it for a
All
little
right,
bit.
here we go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Hughes. Yay!
Yeah.
What's up, niggers?
I tried not to earlier because I don't know what they'll kick us off the live stream for that shit.
Holy shit.
I apologize, Mark. I apologize for putting you in the same room as a black, as you always say. It's not. You know,
No. We're more than social distanced on this one.
We're talking about the Earth being flat. How's your comedy show?
Where are
going?
you?
I'm in Toronto. I'm in between show set 1 and 2. I'm not up until a bit later in the lineup, and then doing that set, and then going off to set 3. So
nice, man.
Damn, good for you.
Have you had?
Well, that's comedy though. That's like it like when you're doing what people don't understand about comedy is like if you're really taking it seriously and you're in a major metropolitan area, you're doing like 20-30 sets a week, right?
Oh,
that's no one knows that. Even comedy fans don't know that. It's amazing. It's like you're grinding it out all the time, right? So,
right.
But it was fortuitous that I'm not up till later on this one. So, yeah. Well, you asked a question, Peter. What was it? Or you're about to ask the question?
Oh,
yeah,
no.
you were about to.
How's the show going?
Well, I haven't. The show. The thing is most of these ones are like in bars that like and restaurants and stuff. They're not like professional comedy clubs. So you're kind of just. The one I did before was mainly comics, and then like a group of people who got ushered into the room because it started raining outside.
Right.
This one has, I think, about 10 people paying attention, but a table in the back not paying attention, talking. Right. Yeah. Right. The lifeblood of comedy is not comedy clubs in Canada. It's restaurants like basically what I just described, right?
But it's worth it for the reps ultimately.
The thing is with comedy is you only get better by performing. There's no jamming in the garage. You have to perform in front of people to get better at it, right? So, yeah. Right. What I've heard over and over again is that Canada produces the best comics in the world because it's under the least ideal conditions, like this. So, right. Problem is you have to be. If you don't leave Canada, this is what you have to look forward to 30 years in, right? And I don't get paid for any of this shit either, right? So, yeah,
right.
But I like it. I should be careful with my words. I can tolerate it most of the time. Sometimes it's really fun.
Careful with my words. Ha, good one.
Yeah. But I'm going to Europe in a few days, so hopefully things will be a bit better there.
You can travel now?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. What do you mean?
You can travel now?
I always was able to travel.
He couldn't go to America before.
Oh, it's just America. I thought it was.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay, well.
Yeah, just a few miles south, the greatest media producer in human history is right there, and I could have a career tomorrow. And it's the only country in the fucking world I can't enter. For fuck's sakes, man.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Yeah. That's okay, though. I look bad on paper. I don't blame them.
Right.
You're not missing anything here, I promise.
That's what they always say. Fucking yeah, trust me.
That's what they always say. But he and I were talking about it before the show because I've only temporarily thought about sticking my pinky toe in maybe moving to Austin.
Yeah. Our pinky toe.
Our combined Chinese finger trap pinky toe into Austin. And people are like, I poked around and people are like, oh, Austin is a liberal shithole. I'm like, bitch, I've lived in San Francisco and New York. Don't talk to me about like, oh, people sometimes have blue hair. Like,
they're freaking me out about it. Because they're like, it's the Portland of Texas. They're fucking freaking me out.
But you guys live in New York, isn't it? Super liberal and shit too.
Yeah, but all these people, like I was watching all these travel videos about Austin, and they're like, it's more liberal than San Francisco and Portland, and they're like, it's more liberal than New York. I'm like,
why do you have to live in Austin though? Why can't you live in
it is.
Houston or Dallas or something though?
Yeah,
Because we would have the same experience you're having in Canada in Dallas or in Houston.
Yeah.
There's nobody fucking there. The same thing. Okay. People in Houston who want to do country music, they go up and they beat the bricks. The same thing you're doing, having bottles flung at them like Blues Brothers. That's what they do. And then they go to fucking Nashville. In Nashville, they can get big money. But outside of Nashville, they hit the bricks and they eat shit. So it would be the same thing. You know what I mean? There's no, I don't want to be blazing a new trail that much. Right. Even though I am doing it on Conservatish. Subscribe, you cocksuckers.
Right.
It's not the same thing. Pussy Monster online says Dallas blows. So
yeah, it does. That's where I was like chased by a mob.
That's
my
chased by a
experience
mob.
in Dallas.
Okay.
What's so bad about Austin though? If it's a liberal shithole, because that's everywhere, right?
I haven't been there except at the airport.
I was temporarily in Austin like 17 years ago, but I didn't see anything. Yeah.
Huh. The thing I don't get is like people are always like San Francisco's a liberal shithole, LA's a liberal shithole, New York's a liberal shithole, but everyone moves there. What the fuck, man? Why? Like maybe and the other thing is that all the comedians, like when they left LA, they didn't go like Rogan. Why didn't he go somewhere and fucking stake a claim in a fucking conservative place? Because they're fags and they're too scared of being called racist, man. So they had to go to Austin. It's so gay. It's so fucking gay.
Right.
Well, with me, I'm a little, like, I've never lived anywhere but New York, so I'm a little bit nervous that if I moved somewhere that isn't a city, it would be too much of a culture shock. I don't know. I don't even have my freaking driver's license.
When you
is Austin the biggest city in Texas, though? Isn't it Houston? Isn't it the biggest?
I don't know, but I'm getting the fuck out of New York City, and I'm going to Houston, guys.
There you go. Hey, finally, a brave man. Takes a black man to start a movement. What the fuck's wrong with us white people, man?
It's the same thing. It's exactly right. Like in Austin, the black person does it, and then the white people jump on and gentrify it for it, and then they complain that it's too white.
Yeah, Mike, remember when it used to be the gays that would start a new neighborhood?
That hasn't been that way for a long time.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Then the white women move in.
Oh God.
Yeah, and then that's the end of that.
Speaking of white women, I don't know how clogged we'll get, but we've got the wonderful James R. Person Politics. And boys, you can feel free to leave anytime.
I got to get going because I got to pay attention to this show. Happy 200th anniversary.
Thank you, Mark.
Everybody. And
bye, Mark.
Everybody,
likewise.
Don't forget that the South will rise again and all lives matter.
Kisses, Mark.
Bye. Later, Mark. Yeah, guys. Later. Take care. I love you.
All right, Vaughn.
Happy.
Good to see you, Kay.
All right. Take care.
Thanks, Papa. See you later.
Bye.
All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come to enter in James R. all the way from Hawaii. It was getting a little too white in this room. Now we've got a Chinese. No, I'm just kidding.
My wife will love it. She'll love it that you call me Chinese. She's been trying to get me to convert to Chinese, but it's hard. You know, it's a lot of classes. You got to start stretching your eyes and things like that. You know, it's difficult. It's very difficult to become Chinese.
I'm so happy. You came in swinging. That's the way we do it here. Good to see you, James. This is Mike Harlow, by the way.
Hey, dude.
Actually, I know Mike. We've worked together a couple times, but he only knows me as a voice behind everything because I did a couple of productions with Brandon Strock and him. And far be it for me to actually, you know, spend some of my camera time pandering to the host and to Mike. I want to say, you know, thank you to both of you because I don't think you guys get the credit that you deserve in the conservative movement, and I think you know it. And I just want to say from someone who does understand, you guys are the leading edge of this fight. You're the special forces that are going in and showing other people that don't know how to walk away, how to walk away. And to say, you know what, we don't have all the answers, but fuck it, we're doing it anyways. And we're going to figure it out as we go because this is more important to save our country than anything else. So I, from the bottom of my heart, want to say thank you personally to both of you, especially Mike. He's been on that cutting edge. He's put it all out there. He's taken fire after fire from people on the internet, and I just want to say thank you.
Oh God, thank you so much. Thank you. That really means a lot to me. Like, I felt so dejected with everything this last year. That really, really means so much to me.
Yeah, they kicked all the walkways out of again, they didn't want to be unequally yoked. But they also fucked you on YouTube. Shout out to Pirate Radio. It's not on YouTube anymore, right? Because they were switching it so much.
Yeah, correct. Pirate Radio, we have been permanently banned. They hated me so much. They didn't just ban me from broadcasting. They banned me from watching YouTube. I had a paid for viewer account, and they just took the whole damn thing. They took the whole account. Said, "Fuck you! Can't watch YouTube. We don't want nothing to do with you. You're a piece of shit." So, by the way.
And you weren't even as filthy as me. You didn't say the N-word or the F-word. You talked about ideas.
Yeah, that's correct. I do always talk about ideas. In fact, let me drop a bomb for your audience right here. Here's the idea of the day. There is a clinical trial. You can go to clinicaltrials.gov that proves that smoking negates the effects of COVID if you get it, and it reduces your ability to catch COVID. So when all these vax-hole idiots start talking about mandatory vax, just start talking mandatory smoking. Because every single argument that you can make for a mandatory vax or against the mandatory vax, you can apply and just interchange the word vax with smoking. Employers, can they now mandate you to smoke because it's better for your health? It'll save you. Hey, if it only saves one life, it's worth it. So all you smoking hesitant people out there, pick up a cigarette and start puffing away, baby, because COVID is too dangerous to fuck around with. You must smoke now.
Yeah.
I quit oh no, I don't know. I quit
he's
I'm vaping.
No, he still smokes penises, but he doesn't smoke.
Not for a while, but
yes, for a while. For Mike, a while is like 2 weeks. That's what's like. Oh my God,
don't listen to him.
I haven't tooted on a penis in 3 hours. I'm a celibate.
I hate you so much.
Tooted, by the way.
Tooted. Ew.
What else do you got? Speaking of, God, there's a lot of. Okay, people, real quick, people in the comments. Yes, I understand. At Conservatish, you can't find it probably because you can't spell. I win. No, look at conservatishpodcast@gmail.com. All right, leave me alone. Now back to the.
Hi, Marion. Hi, Sharon.
Hi, everybody.
I didn't realize it was
and also the other thing is. What's going on with the election stuff, with the audit stuff, James?
Basically,
the fuck in.
No, I know of you guys. I didn't know you got taken as crazy.
Yeah, the audit stuff is basically status quo right now, but there is movement in our direction still in the other states, the states that nobody is talking about. Wisconsin, Michigan. There's all kinds of things that are happening behind the scenes, but they're not really sexy. There's no shiny object to put in front of everybody's face. So nobody really covers it. Nobody really talks about it, including our side, because right now it's everybody waited with bated breath until the Arizona audit drops. And then once that drops, you'll start seeing a steamroll effect of just, things that are happening. It's kind of like what happened with Fauci, right? And I talked about this on my Daily Scope today, is that, look, it's because of people exactly like you that keep the fire high, that keep yelling and screaming, this guy is a fraud, that he is lying to the American people, that today we get news stories out of the New York Times saying Fauci was less than truthful. For the Americans out there in the audience, that means he fucking lied, okay? I mean, that's what less than truthful means. So you got to understand that that's where we're at. We're in a society where we got to keep the pressure on at all times and fight fire with fire.
Yes, thank you.
Amen. And one of the beautiful points that I remember that we've talked about many times on Pirate Radio is the idea that the goal or the pinnacle or the ideal is not necessarily we're going to overturn the election. That's not what it's not like, we need to overturn the election and cause all kinds of chaos and whatever. The motherfucker's been in office for 10 months or some shit, 11 months. What we're doing is we're cleaning out and holding up a mirror. This is what's going on with your elections. What the fuck are you going to do about it, American people? This is what's going on with your media. What are you going to do about it? It's about waking people up and getting movement towards confirming that from now on, regardless of what happens in 2022, regardless of what happens in 2024, we know that we can trust our elections. If we don't know that, that's the pinnacle of everything. That's the pinnacle of everything. No,
I couldn't agree with you more. Couldn't agree with you more. That's exactly why the Greg Abbott signing the election integrity bill in Texas is a big deal. Because I encourage everybody in the audience, believe it or not, go read the CNN article on this, and you will understand how absolutely corrupt Harris County, that's Houston, Texas, is. I've been saying it for years how corrupt they are. I mean, you can actually watch the Houston or the Harris County sheriffs abuse people's rights on the daily on YouTube. So I knew this for literally years. I've been talking about it. But here's what the CNN article highlights, and they think it's a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. That's what makes it hilarious, is these guys even had 24-hour voting in a parking garage. You just drove up and said, hey, checking my trunk. I got some ballots for you. And that was it. And they thought this was a good idea in Harris County in Texas. So, read the CNN article and you'll actually realize why that election integrity bill is so important and why the American people are fed up with all this bullshit. And that it doesn't matter what state you're in, it should be a nonpartisan issue. Secure the fucking elections. If you can't prove you're an American citizen, fuck off. If you can't prove you have the right to vote, fuck off. If you can't cash a check in this country, then that's your fucking problem. Everybody else in this country can cash a fucking check. I bet you can cash your welfare check, motherfucker. That means you got ID. If you can cash that welfare check, you got fucking ID. Go fucking vote.
And by the way, you need ID to shout out to Bill de Blasio, cocksucker. You need ID. You can't just show your vaccine pass. You need your identification with your vaccine pass. But black people are too stupid to get fucking IDs. Cocksuckers.
Yeah. This is the thing, right? Is that the left is falling on their own fucking swords daily right now. And I love it. That's why I like highlighting it. It's exactly why I'm saying, look, have fun with this, but literally start promoting mandatory smoking at work. Fuck you. If you can mandate I stuck a vaccine jab in my arm, then I can mandate you fucking smoke for work.
Amen. Especially penises.
Especially penises.
Speaking of smoking penises, how in the fuck do you find the time? Because you obviously you have a wonderful wife. You have a full-time job. Yes, I have a wonderful wife in Mike Harlow. You're doing all this stuff. When do you find time to do your research? Because you're one of the most motherfucking research people I've ever met in my goddamn life. When do you find the time?
Well, I gotta say a thank you and a shout out to all of my followers because they do the research for me for the most part. I have such a great group of people that follow me, and I know people like Thinkin' Lincoln, who you and I both have mutually in common. They make sure that I see the right information at the right time, and I know specific brains to pick at the right moment, and I'm always up because they do the research for me for the most part, and I basically just piggyback off of them. They don't just tell me what to think. They show me the stories. They bring me the right links. They make sure that I have access to the court documents. That's why I love people like Lisa Ballinger, right? She pulls directly out of the Supreme Court documents so I can read the precise documents that I need to read at the right time. And then, because of those people, I still have that time to do my own personal research as well. But they take the heavy lifting off of my shoulders. So huge shout out to my followers. It's why I do all of my shows live, and I interact with everybody in the chat, because I think it's important to be able to make sure that their voices are heard, way more important than mine.
Beautiful. You're a wonderful man, James. Thank you so much for fucking coming on, goddammit.
Where can people follow you? Because I want to follow you.
Basically, you can go to my website, which is tavshow.com. That's tabshow.com, like trustandverifyshow.com. And then that'll give you all my links to all my platforms. I broadcast every day on 4 or 5 different platforms: DLive, Trovo, something else, Scope, Twitch. So, and then I'm on Twitter. I'm on Clout Hub. I'm on all kinds of shit. So, just the easiest thing to do is my Twitter is @realperson, PLTCS.
PLTCS. I'm going to put it in the thing too.
Real PLT.
That's his Twitter. Real Person Politics.
Yep, that's me.
PLTCS.
Hey guys, I gotta get this out before you kick me off the show. Congratulations on your 200th episode, man. I know what it takes. I've been broadcasting for 5 years. I mean, and I do it daily, so I know the effort it takes to go into these kinds of shows. Even to do a weekly podcast is a horrendously heavy lift of research. You got to know the guests. You got to deal with people like Mike Harlow. I mean, it's tough. It's really tough business.
Because he smells so much like lasagna. He's always coming around the yeah, James, I appreciate you, man, and I look forward to the next time I can be on Pirate Radio, sir.
Yeah, I want to come on.
Awesome. We'll get you both on there very soon. All right, man. Thanks, guys. Have a great episode. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, James. All right. Awesome. We have also, God, we just keep it swinging. Don't give a fuck. All right. We have another returning guest. You have never seen his face, so if you're listening, Jake, you better.
What?
I can see his picture. I can see his fucking picture. He's never showed it. You'll see in a second.
Is it a nice
I've never seen his face. Ladies and gentlemen, Jake. There he is, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God.
You finally see Jacob's face.
That is disgusting.
Niet.
Actually, that my Russian is very close to Italian there. Hello, Jacob.
What are you in the fucking witness protection program?
Dude, I live in Silicon Valley. Fuck off.
Oh, okay. Point taken.
Yes, and he is running Russia as well. How are you, Jacob?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me. Congratulations on 200 episodes.
Thank you, sir.
And Mike, you're looking mighty fresh.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
yeah.
You can see your face.
I can respect a haircut, dude. I can respect a haircut.
Thank you.
Some of us don't have that opportunity, Jacob, okay? Don't be so mean.
I know. I'm going to need to get some keeps or whatever. I need to go.
I bought hair gel on the way here because I was like, oh, maybe Peter will have some. And then I was like, wait, no.
He literally, this is the most wild experience I've ever had with Mike Harlow. He was in the restroom doing his hair with pomade or whatever the fuck he does. I don't know what he is, but like doing his hair in my bathroom. That's one of the strangest things I've ever.
I should just leave some stuff here.
Yeah, can
my
I use
underwear in your drawer?
Yeah, just do that girl thing where they just leave stuff over. Oh,
like piss in a circle around you, stake their territory.
Couple outfits, some sweatpants.
Actually, Jake has already pissed around me many times, so I don't know
for different reasons.
Yes, actually, Jake has actually pissed in my butthole before, so I don't know.
Is that a thing people do? Do you think?
No,
I feel like it might be.
No one pisses in buttholes.
Are you
on
sure?
Purpose. I'm pretty sure.
On purpose? What do they do it by accident?
Unless it's like a home colonoscopy, because you need to get the diarrhea crusts off of the inside of your asshole.
God, what is wrong with straight people?
And so if you piss into it, it gets all the it's like what's that stuff that Rooter stuff? You know, you pour it Drano.
I think this is a great opportunity for Mike to start a new. To plant a flag.
So much.
Plant a flag.
I just like that line. I just like that line that P is butt Drano. That's if there's anything, put that on my ladies and gentlemen. Put that on my
make that a shirt.
No, not a shirt. On my tombstone as well. And by the way, hoops and heartbreak says yes, it's a thing for someone to piss inside of an asshole. God.
I knew it was. There's some sick fucking people out there, and then this because he's this fucking sickest one of all. He's gonna be like, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with that." I'm not saying there's nothing. I respect the hustle, regardless of game recognized game. If I'm gonna choke a chick until she falls asleep temporarily, then you have to respect pissing inside of a butthole.
Define people. That's my question.
Yeah, women aren't technically people, so I shut up. I love Jake, how are you, sir?
Yeah, aren't you glad you came on for this conversation?
Yeah, no, I was trying to listen since the kickoff. I might have been a minute or two late, but was trying to stay listening while wrapping up some work stuff. I am very well, thank you for asking.
Good.
I think.
Do you work in Silicon Valley, like in the Insanity, in the Hurricane?
No. I mean,
Oh,
yes. Well, I'm not
Which
like
one?
in that industry. No.
Okay,
But
good.
that's the thing about San Jose in the Silicon Valley area. It's not as bad as like San Francisco. In San Francisco, you could be not in tech and still face hell. Just going.
I did. I was there 2 days and faced hell. I had bald ladies screaming at me.
It's like going into Joe's Coffee on the Upper West Side. If anyone in Manhattan goes into Joe's Coffee on the Upper West Side, there's an unhappy white person who does not fuck properly and has a penis probably, but hasn't used it in very long. And it's like shrivelly, and it's just like, but they really like Biggie. Like, I love Biggie.
They pretend to.
And I have
why are you describing me right now?
Yeah, Jake. Actually, that's the psyop for Conservatish. Is the anonymous Jake character who's been on my show 58,000 times is actually a social justice warrior. That would be the psyop of all psyops. For people who I saw there was some confusion in the chats. If you want to pay me, that's lovely. On Venmo, it's at Peter-Feliciano. On PayPal, it's conservatishpodcast@gmail.com. Also,
what's PayPal?
We should probably, I guess, go over my new merch in a second. What do you mean, what's PayPal? Yeah. Jake, should we act out some sort of a fantasy of yours right now?
Well, I don't know. You're both pretty good looking, so if I was to switch teams, I would want a sandwich right in the middle there.
Now I want to see your face.
Why don't you?
Do you want crunchy peanut butter or
crunchy?
Crunchy.
What's the
Definitely.
difference?
What do you mean? What's the difference?
What's that a euphemism for? Exactly?
Nothing. I'm going to
peanut
spread
butter and jelly. You know,
it's not a euphemism. I'm going to spread peanut butter on my penis.
Oh.
I think raspberry would probably be best. For
I like
your butthole.
raspberry.
Raspberry on Jake's butthole because it has little.
preserves.
Preserves.
No. Preserves. You might confuse it for something else.
But it has little seeds. So the seeds would actually be like ribbed for your pleasure.
Oh no! But then it would be like when you eat corn on the cob, and there's like the corn in the duty.
The fact that I'm talking about peeing in buttholes, and he says, "Duty." Oh, there's duty. It's the poopy doo.
What a fag!
Yay! We just dropped from like 20 something views down to 17 right quick. Listen,
it's because you elevated the conversation. So as far as the Earth being flat,
yeah. Can I say something? Oh, sorry, not to interrupt you. Sorry.
There is an interesting philosophical point that a Christian artist was writing about, and that philosophical point is the Earth is flat most of the time, meaning to you in your life,
yeah,
it is flat, and it's okay to sort of live your life thinking that way, and it causes this like mental, cognitive dissonance of having these this huge meta view of there being a spherical Earth, and then you're living your life in a flat Earth, like you're trying to live in two worlds at once, where the geometry is all fucked up. It's very confusing. So it's an interesting article.
Yeah, I think that's great for people to think weird things. But two things for me. One, whenever it comes to like any sort of what people consider like conspiracies or whatever, like I think the most important thing of whether it's true or not is the why. Like, everything going on now that the media would say are conspiracies, there are very clear whys, ideological, financial, etc. I don't really see a why there with it. It's like when people say, "Oh, Jews control everything." I'm like, why?
All right, hang on. That's that last one I'm going to take umbrage with. Jews do control the media at the very least. I'm not saying we should kill them or anything. I'm just saying.
But for what? But like,
if you look at the CEOs, they're all like
they
Heinberg.
don't, yeah, sure, but it's like
I'm
basketball. They're black. It's not like there's like the black agenda to take over. Like,
I think people hire people for certain reasons. If I go over to fucking Germany, I'm gonna look for the Americans as soon as possible, and I'm gonna be like Americans, and then I'm gonna get jobs with other Americans. I'm gonna do it because we have the same culture, language, blah blah blah. It's the same type of thing of Mexicans coming over here or Jews running the media. But I like that point.
I was going to say, though, before I meant to say this before when he was on, I've seen the curve of the Earth. They used to have this plane, the Concorde, that would fly like all the way up. I was on it. You could see the curve of the Earth from the window.
Oh,
I have a picture.
Okay. All right.
Or just Google like view.
Well,
from the
I mean,
plane. You could see
like
the curve.
The Greeks figured this out like a really long time ago from just measuring sun angle in like Alexandria versus Athens. Like it's not
okay. But
anyways,
as far as the why, he did have a salient point regarding the amount of money that NASA gets.
No, that there is a lot of really interesting rabbit trails to go. Like I love flat Earth conspiracies. Like I wouldn't say I'm obsessed, but I do like it a lot as conversational points. However, I do feel like all of the flat Earth arguments, it's like, let me come up with 1,000 pretty complicated explanations for 1,000 different things, where to each of those 1,000 things, you could give one very simple answer, which is the Earth is round. That's why. And so it's kind of like an Occam's razor sort of thing.
All right. Jake, we're being asked to ask you about Michelle. I don't know what's that mean?
Michelle. Which Michelle? No, I'm just kidding.
Fucker.
Hold on. Where's the live chat at? Hold up. Hold up. Who's asking this crap?
Someone named, I've never met this person before, Danny B. Seems
no,
like
nobody knows that.
Dude.
Nobody knows a Danny B.
Nobody knows a Danny B.
Danny.
I certainly don't know. And they're certainly not someone who lives in California.
Which one of you is banging her?
Neither.
Either one of us.
Are you sure?
Yes, we're sure.
Dude, a way hotter guy is banging her. Trust me, dude. He looks really good. If she fucks up, I'm gonna steal that dude. Sorry, Mike. If I was to switch teams, there's already someone local. I'm swooping that dude up. Like,
fine, be like that. I didn't want your blank face either.
I don't blame you.
It's over. It's over.
Yeah, but I'm confused. I wish I could answer the Michelle question, but
I think there's more to this. I'm not buying it, either of you.
I don't know what you're saying. I honestly, I would like to like keep going, but someone names I write bad checks. I write bad checks said Michelle Flat Earther Girl. Michelle sounds like a strumpet.
Oh, I flipped out one time.
Oh, really? Okay, here's the story. Fantastic. Go ahead, Jake.
Okay, so there was this friend of the person in the live chat, and they're over. No, really, just hey, watch it, Mike. So she was like, "Yeah, I'm a flat earther," and I was like, "Oh, this is interesting. Like, I like these topics." I was like, "I don't think the Earth's flat personally, but I love like the thought process, the thinking outside of the box. I like this, right?" So I was like, let's like talk about stuff. I was like, okay, well, like, what about like, the stars like moving across the sky? Like what's causing like our movement? Are we like a flat, like explain your thought process here. And she was like, stars don't move. And I was like, what? Like, yes, they do from one time in the night when you're like looking at them. If you stay up late enough and you go and you look and you're like, oh, that constellation's way the fuck up. It's like on the complete other side of the sky now. And she was just like, nope, stars don't move. And I was just like, fuck yeah, stars move. It was like I couldn't even have a conversation about it. She got really freaked out because I was just like, we could go do an experiment right now. Like we could just grab like a Sharpie pen and just like stand it on something and just like stare at a star or a planet and watch it move farther away from the Sharpie pen. Like they move. And she was just like, nope, not gonna do it. I was like at my wit's end.
And this was like a first date?
No, they're just hanging out at a friend's house, to a friend of a friend.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Yeah, it wasn't a very interesting story, but I did freak out. I flipped out. I lost my shit. I lost my cool.
I would too.
Not that I had a lot in the first place. But.
No. Speaking of,
I did.
Oh, go ahead.
I did get a really good Tinder unmatch recently. That was what's that?
I said what was his name?
Mike, believe it or not. No, so I was like, they were like, all right, you got all these like weird pictures and memes and stuff. Like, explain this. I'm extremely confused. I was like, mission accomplished. They're like, no, really, explain. I'm like, what? Like, I have something with like Putin and Assad like walking through the Kremlin with like a magical anime sorcerer like dancing along next to them. What's up with this? And I was like, oh, this one thing, that's my spirit animal. And then like Putin, Assad, anime sorcerer, that's just like squad goals.
Why are you calling him Putin instead of Putin?
Rasputin.
You can call it whatever you want, dude. Master P. I don't know. Vlad. Anyway, it was just like,
I like that.
You know what that reminds me of? There was this like funeral home in Jersey. It was called Master Peters. And apparently, according to my mother, the people the guy who ran it was like stuffing the bodies. And it's called Master Peters. I don't know if he was actually.
Was he peeing in the butt? Is my question.
If they were dead,
if you pee in a dead butt, well, dead people shit. So
do they?
Yeah.
After they're dead?
Yeah.
How?
This is you had 18 years on the planet and you haven't realized.
I love you.
And you haven't realized that dead people shit when they die?
When they die, but not after the fact. They don't keep shitting.
No, there's no more muscle contraction. So as soon as the muscle contraction ends, there's just an evacuation.
But unless they recently evacuated.
Recently evacuated.
But they don't keep shitting like they're on the table
whenever's
in
like
the morgue
on
and they're shitting still.
There might be still moving through.
Aren't you guys glad you've tuned into one?
It's like a pasta machine. It just like keeps cranking out.
Let me address something. Let me address something too, because this is my first live stream. So this is the first time people get to have kind of a say. Let me just address something. If you don't like my show, eat a dick. I don't fucking care. I don't want followers. Go the fuck away. Let me just say that. If you think that there's should be a certain way that I do my show, what the fuck do you think is the point of conservatives, bitch? Get the fuck out my face with that shit. Number one. Number two, maybe just as a side note, let's talk about what Conservatish is from the jump. We were giving a little bit of a history.
It's a cross between like current events and butt stuff. That should be in the description. iTunes. Like and subscribe.
We're going to talk about the Arizona audit and peeing inside of buttholes. It is what it is. And it's not for everybody. I don't want it to be for everybody. So I just wanted to put out that bad vibe right quick.
And that's why I love you.
And then also, I think, Jake, if you're down to stay on while we talk about new merch, how's that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You sound very displeased about that, Jake.
Well, I'm wondering what kind of merch my Tsar Jake handle is going to be attached to now, but continue.
And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Ta-da! 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 So, if you go to peterfeliciano.com, you'll see the Conservative beanie. That's new. The Perv beanie. That's new.
I want that.
This will get your Samsung stolen case. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here. Here I have to. There we go. You can see the iPhone. This will get your phone stolen. Then there's this one. This one is called "I Only Date Bald Half Puerto Rican Singer-Songwriter Podcasters," and also comes in a tank, ladies and gentlemen. So especially gentlemen. And then we've got the inclusive is the new exclusive.
I love that.
Ta-da. With Conservatish on the side there.
As it is here.
As it is there. As you can see in Jacob's thing. Or Michael's thing. And then World's Best Daddy. That's him. I have Yelp reviews.
I love how you got like Al Qaeda guy to model it.
Actually, he seems
Bro, but it should, bro.
My friend,
Brooklyn Al Qaeda.
my friend, Peter Feliciano is world's best daddy, my friend. So that's the
What's
new
the
that's
mask
the new
say?
merge. Oh, it's okay if we disagree on politics. That's what the mask says. But I haven't sold any masks. I'm surprised. Not really. I'm not really surprised.
Masque.
And then, of course, there's the it's okay if we disagree on politics,
I
the
love that.
perv hat, the conservatish hat, the Peter Feliciano album, the Peter Feliciano
I need those so I
flip-flops.
can walk on your face.
I could step all over you all day.
The Conservatish tee,
I love that.
the Peter Feliciano's handsomest
I'm
t-shirt,
getting that.
and then the Eat a Dick Liberal Karen as Michael is. Can you? There you go. There you go. And then lastly, the Conservatish women's. So there you go. Hooray!
They're beautiful.
That's the new merch that we've got, ladies and gentlemen.
Very good work. No coffee mug, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I didn't see one on the website. I haven't done one yet.
Change that. Someone said if I started a cult, they would join. Oh, thank you.
Oh, that's Pomey. Liam Orsi. If you started a cult, you would join. And he spelled cult wrong. God damn it, Pomey.
Let's start a cult. I want to start a cult.
Do you want to? What do you want the name to be? P-Butt?
I can't even think of a name for our friggin' podcast. And like,
Oh yeah, that's right. We are gonna. By the way, Michael W. Harlow and I are going to start another podcast. This one about. Well, do you want to say it?
yeah, we're starting a podcast together, and we're gonna have epic people on and stuff. It's gonna be about dating and relationships and dirty sexual stuff. It's gonna be amazing.
I swear I'll only talk about butt pee like once.
No, you won't. You talk about it once in like the first, few minutes.
I'm not even saying I pee butt. I don't pee butt.
Does anyone?
I'm saying, well, Hoops and Heartbreaks, who also talked about needing V-necks.
You got to tell us more about that.
Wait, about
Maddie
the
said,
V-necks?
"What about a conservative dildo?" I feel like there'd be a market for that.
I swear to God, the only
With your
dildo
face
I
on it.
because this. Are you saying, Maddie? Are you saying that my head is shaped well for
It's like a penis.
rude with like a little
You
line
said it.
here? All right, Maddie.
Yeah, though our podcast together is going to be amazing. You got to tell me more about that. She goes, "Yes, they do."
People pee in butts.
For what? Is it like? For what?
It's not to clean it out. It's not to. It's like a pee,
Clean
like
it
a
with
pee
it?
douche. Like a pee.
I've never wanted to know about this, but I'm learning.
Sure. Blame him.
You're the one who came on the show, Jake.
I feel like
I-
you have to be like really loose for that to work. Otherwise,
What,
nothing
like
would
the
happen.
almost like a
Like
tire,
oxygen.
like a
has
like a
to-
like a tired dog's mouth. You know what I mean? Just
like Droopy the dog. Yeah.
yeah, like you pee in my. butt. Oh, brother!
What if you just use like compressed air instead with a little bit of water added, like at the dentist office? Just kind of.
Yeah, because pee coming out of a dick doesn't have a lot of psi. If you know what I'm saying.
PSI.
Pressure per square inch.
Speak for yourself, man. Speak for
You have a
yourself.
strong pee, Jake?
I have a strong pee sometimes. It's not all the time, but sometimes there's a very strong pee.
Does it make noise?
Probably. Does it make
It
noise?
makes does it what are you talking
Like a motor fucking run?
like a whooshing sound? Like
Yeah. So I think that's everybody that we had planned to come on.
Yeah, though, if you guys can think of like a good name for our podcast, think of one. We're going to
I
have
was gonna
a lovely
say-
lesbian with us, at least for the first episode, maybe more. We'll see. If anyone has any guesses who that might be.
It's ipsismosity. That's the
What?
weirdest name. The experts use a funnel. I could see that. Like, 'cause then you can hear it because there's another cavern door behind there. There's another pod bay door underneath, like past the first butthole ring. You can hear it like as it fills up. You know what I mean?
Fucking disgusting.
I think it's probably close to time to end the show. What are you guys feeling?
You've done an amazing job. Like, I'm so proud of this motherfucker. He's the best, and I love you very much.
I love you too much.
Me too.
Jake, I love you very much.
I love you very much, Pep.
It's nice meeting you, faceless Jacob.
You're my
He's
pepper.
got my number. Give him the fake one, though. Give him the fake one.
You're in the rejection line.
This person does not want you to pee in their butt. And pissing like a racehorse. Anyway, close with a song. Actually, that's a great idea.
What song?
Say my name.
You want me to get my guitar and sing?
Yeah, do it.
All right, I'm gonna get my guitar and sing.
What song? You guys have to pick the song for him to do. You don't want to hear my song.
Do you want a cover song? Or do you want an original? I think I'll do maybe a cover song.
What cover? What's appropriate for the occasion? Somebody pick a song.
Destiny's Child.
Yeah.
Say my name.
Here, actually. Can you guys hear that okay? What should I do? What should I do?
I don't know. You guys are not being very helpful.
Feels like the first time. Feels like the very first time. Feels like a bud pea. Like a rock. How about I do a cover song? We'll do maybe we'll do Part of Your World from Little Mermaid.
I saw that video of his like shortly after we first met, and it was amazing. I love that idea.
You gonna stick around, Jakey?
Yeah, certainly.
Okay.
Or not. Is this the end of the show?
Yeah, I think so.
I will let you have the entire screen, sir.
So you can put it as a clip.
Goodbye.
All right, Jake. I love you very much.
Jake. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter W. Feliciano.
Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything? Look at this trove, treasures untold. How many wonders can one cavern hold? Looking around you, you'd think, sure, she's got everything. I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I've got who's its and what's its galore. You want thingamabobs? I've got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. I want to be where the people are. I want to see them dancing, walking along on those. What's that word again? Feet. Yes, feet. Flipping your fins, you don't get too far. Legs are required for jumping, dancing, strolling along down those. What's that word, Michael Harlow? Street. Up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun, wandering free. Wish I could be part of that world. Oh, what would I give if I could live out in these waters? What would I pay to spend a day warm on the sand? Oh, I bet you on land they understand, and they don't reprimand their daughters. Bright young women, sick of swimming, ready to stand, ready go. Ask him my questions and get some answers, like what's a fire and why does it? What's the word? Burn. When's it my turn? Wouldn't love to explore that shore up above, out of the sea. Wish I could be part of that world. Woo! Thank you very much, everybody. Woo! I love you very much. Yeah! I have worked really hard.
That's my man!
For 3 years, 200 episodes. I love you so much, all fans of Conservatish, of my music, of me, of Mike Harlow. Thank you again to James R. Real Person Politics. Thank you to Jake. Come back on the show, yay. Thank you to Kay Cassels, aka Vonnie Boy, yay. Thank you to Mark Hughes, yay. Thank you very much to Pomey, aka Liam, yay. And thank you again to Mike Harlow.
Oh, I love you.
Oh, yes, and all you wonderful
Our people, Shayna, Maddie, Grady, everyone.
Thomas.
Marion.
I love you guys very, very, very much. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed yourselves, even though I yelled at you a little bit, and talked about butt pee.
You're welcome. We're about to film a thing for my locals. So
yes.
Sorry, guys,
check
I'm
them out
kind
on
of
Locals.
slow with my local shit, but I'm like picking up. So yeah, join my locals. MikeHarlow.locals.com.
Amen. Love you guys very much. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. Bye.